Hello and welcome back to Bits and Bobs. Now this week I've been to the antique shop and bought some lovely big old sterling silver coins. Now I love big coins, I love silver coins, so big silver coins are the best to buy, and I got very lucky this week with some great coins that I'll show you now. So as usual, the coins have been put in this box and I'll give a sneak peek before we begin of what coins are coming up in the video. Ooh, right, so as I say, some very big coins this week, some nice big silver coins, and we'll now go from the worst to the best of the coins I bought this week, in my opinion, starting with a very small coin. A coin right here, as we can see. Now this is a small silver threepence from the year of 1916, so therefore a George V threepence, as we can see here. Now at the antique shop they sell these threepences for only £1 each, and I've decided each time I go, among other coins I buy, I will buy at least one of these threepences to add to a sort of silver stack, where I'll fill up the box of silver coins, slowly but surely with these coins, as there's a good deal for the silver. It works out to about 70 pence per gram, or around £20 an ounce, so not bad. And it is a cool historical coin, over 100 years old, a very nice design there of the crown above the 3, the date 1916 during World War I, and then the wreath around there, a great design by Jean-Baptiste Malin, and then a cool portrait on this one of George V to the obverse. So every week from now on I'll buy a silver threepence to add to my silver stack. So we have here my sort of trough of pre-decimal coins. Now these are all old sterling and 50% silver coins that I have doubles of. So every coin in here, for instance, this coin which is a 1923 half crown. I have a better condition one in my date run than any doubles I put in here. I get at a good price for silver. So 1916 is a year I have for my silver threepence date run and can now be added in. So to my sort of silver stack there. I bought this lovely, just good to handle and feel old silver there, more as an investment side, as I already have one for my collection. So there we go. So now on to all the big coins. The first one being the only non-silver coin for the video, and it is this here. So we can see this is a £5 coin, and I paid £8 for this coin. So this is a £5 coin, which is a little bit less common than some of the more modern ones or more recent ones. So £8, I believe, in its condition, because it is quite good, is a good price to pay. Let's get it out and have a better look. So as we can see here, this is the £5 coin from the 29th of April 2011, commemorating the wedding of Prince William and Princess Catherine. There we go. So we can see the two there looking at each other on the coin. We have Prince William on to the right and Kate there to the left. The only thing is, teeth on coins, I do believe, agreed by some collectors as well, often looks a little bit off, but apart from that, they are quite recognisable there, as you know that's William, and you know that's Kate. If it didn't say that at the top, you could probably work out who it is. So that's the wedding coin. We have here on the obverse the £5 denomination there, and the date 2011, so it's a double dated coin. We have the portrait of the late great Queen Elizabeth II by IRB, that's the fourth portrait by Ian Rank Broadley, and again, as I say, very, very nice condition. Look at that, uncirculated, as you'd expect it to be, as it isn't a circulating coin, but still, look at the edge is very, very thick and unworn. A great condition coin with a pretty good design to the reverse, and a cool, of course, portrait there to the obverse, with great detail to the hair of the Queen, the full legend being Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith, £5, 2011, bit of translating there from the Latin. So overall, a great coin, and I bought it because it's a £5 coin I don't have, so another £5 coin to add to my collection. So there we go, and now we'll move on to the silver coins, beginning with this coin right here. This is a big old lovely sterling silver crown, and as you know, if you watched the videos before, I love these crowns, the big old sterling crowns. I paid for this one £28. Let's have a look at this lovely coin. So here we can see the reverse design with St. George slaying the dragon, done by Benedetto Pesciuti, as we can see there the initials BP for him having done the design. To the bottom of the date, 1894, a new date for my date run of crowns, yet another date ticked off. And then just look at that design, the detail here, there's very, very minimal wear, a really good condition coin, absolutely beautiful coin, with another great design, as I say. This is really good design. We have an edge inscription here, and I'll read that now. It says, Decus et Tutamen Anno Regni, and then LV III. This is Roman numerals for the date. So L is 50, and then V is 5, so 55, 6, 7, 8, so 58. So this is the 58th year of Queen Victoria's reign, and that translates to an ornament and a safeguard in the 58th year of reign for Queen Victoria, who we can see here to the obverse, a stunning portrait, the Veiled Head portrait by Thomas Brock. We can see a left-facing bust, crowned with veil, hence the nickname Veiled Head or Old Head. Then we can see a necklace, a brooch, earrings and jewellery, making the design very detailed and very cool. The designer's initials there, TB for Thomas Brock, and then the legend around in Latin, translating as Victoria, by the grace of God, Queen of Britain, Defender of the Faith, and Empress of India. A truly great coin and a wonderful addition to my crown collection. and for a good price at £28. The mintage is on screen there. Next up we have this coin here, for which I paid £14. Now initially it may look like an old florin, but in fact we can see here it is labelled as DF for double florin. The double florin, an infamous coin only made for a few years, as it was very similar in size to the crown. As we can see here, very similar sized coins, and without the design on it, they kind of look like a very similar coin, especially if the portrait was the same. And in dark lit bars and pubs, you could try and pass one of these off as a crown and get an extra shilling's worth of booze, which of course was not allowed. So the coin would stop being produced in 1891. However, for the few years it was produced, it is a lovely and historical coin. We can see here this one only £14, so a very, very cheap price. That does mean it is a bit more worn, as we can see there, but we can still very clearly see the 4 crowned cruciform shields, about a central garter star there in the middle, with the 4 sceptres. They have 2 sceptres with orb, the thistle there for Scotland on the sceptre, and the harp of Ireland on the sceptre there. We then have the date to the top, 1889, so midway through the production of the double florin. And then to the obverse we have the Jubilee Head portrait here of Victoria. We can see the words Victoria di Gratia, so Queen Victoria by the grace of God. Her portrait then facing to the left, with a small crown above veil, and there is more detail usually on her clothes and her necklace, but as I do say, it is a little bit worn, but that allowed me to get it for a great price at only £14. There is no edge inscription for this coin, but we can see milling or reading on there to prevent it from being clipped. Now interestingly, this coin is still legal tender. It was never demonetized. So the coin was worth 4 shillings, of course, 2 florins. That would be then 1/5 of a pound sterling. So back then, 48 pence, but today, 20 pence. And so legally, you could go into a local shop and buy something for 20p with this coin. As it's easier for people just sort of to forget about it, as I'm sure no one ever spends these, than to go through the process of passing a new law to demonetize the coin. And so therefore, it has escaped demonetization and is still legal tender at 20p, and therefore it is also exempt from capital gains tax as it's a legal British silver coin. But no one really buys them as an investment for silver, as they do hold a premium for being a lovely old rare coin from only a few years, and the mintage there is on screen now. The last coin has come in a nice little box here and is another crown. Now this one's even cheaper, only £26, so a great price, although this year is one of the more common dates, so therefore a little bit of a lower price. As I say, we have a nice case here, although I will be putting it in my date run, as 1889 is, you guessed it, a new date for my date run. Let's have a look at this coin. Now I've chosen this one above this other crown here, as it is a lighter colour, and I like the lighter colour silver coins, although this one does look better with the design. There's more detail on the design. The lighter colour has put this one in my favourite for this week. But we can see there again the same design of St. George slaying the dragon, still by Benedetto Pesciucci of course, and then the date here on this one of 1889, from the same year as that double florin. And as a comparison we can see here's the obverse of Victoria, a very, very nice portrait there. Now the Jubilee Head is a controversial portrait. Some hate it, some love it. I do quite strongly like it. I prefer it to the veiled head, I must say, because we have just so much detail here to the dress. We have all the brooches and badges and necklaces and stuff, and then just great detail to the portrait with the crown and veil. And as I say, the legend around, reading Victoria DG Brit Reg FD, so Victoria by the grace of God, Queen of Britain and Defender of the Faith. And we can see all the little edge milling or teeth on the coin, still very much intact, so it has not been clipped, although there's a small bit of damage there to the top of the coin. We can now compare this Jubilee Head to the double florin Jubilee Head, and when you have a look at them like this, although this one's a bit more worn, you can see it is smaller, but it isn't incredibly smaller. When you put them together, there's only a small bit of the coin you can see behind it. So like I say, if you just had there's 2 crowns, you can't really tell in a quick transaction in low lighting. That's why that one was demonetized. So this coin is truly beautiful. Great design detail there, still remaining after all these years. And just as I say, I love a good old sterling crown, just to handle it and to feel it of the silver after all those years. And so there's got 2 this week for my date run. Put them together and just feel good old British sterling silver coinage, when our coins were nice big chunks of silver rather than some steel plated rubbish we have today, eh? So there we go, some great coins this week. So there we go, 5 lovely coins, and I've retrieved the 1916 threepence, in case that's anyone's favourite. As please do comment down below your favourite from this bunch, which one you'd rather have in your collection. For me, it's pretty much a tie between these 2. I just do love these big crowns. With having another double florin, I now have 2 of the 4. I have an 1887 and an 1889. And I believe earlier I said they were stocked in 1891, but it's actually 1890. Apologies for that. So as always, please do comment down below your favourite that I bought this week, which one you'd rather have in your collection, and as well leave a like, subscribe, and we'll see you soon for more coins in the future on Bits and Bobs. Bye!